Welcome back to Listen Up. My name is Bradley Hoppenstein with my guest, Jordan Roberts. We've seen the Giants struggling in a lot of different areas this season. They're now 3-8. Jordan, what is the main problem in New York?
I think a lot of people right now in New York are looking at the defense that's been underperforming. Obviously, they got rid of Eli Apple, sending him in a trade to New Orleans earlier this year. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie has recently retired. Janoris Jenkins is underperforming. The defensive line and Olivier Vernon is underperforming. Everybody's really underperforming on defense, and not to mention Eli doesn't really look the way he normally looks. He's not getting time to throw. He's not hitting open receivers, and that really is attributed to the offensive line. As you saw yesterday in the first half of the Philadelphia Eagles game, with that potent front they have, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Michael Bennett, they can easily generate pressure. But in the first half, when the Giants' offensive line was gelling, Eli was making beautiful throws. He found Odell down the field, who easily beat the Eagles' practice squad corners as they were down 5 corners yesterday. And Saquon Barkley was able to create hole, he was hitting the hole easily, as you saw in the 51-yard touchdown, in which he immediately broke the gap that Will Hernandez created beautifully. So yesterday, when their offensive line was gelling, they were up 19-3 in the first half, but that really hasn't been the case all season. Obviously, they cut Eric Flowers, who was their first-round pick in 2015, who has just been an absolute bust, who they actually picked 9th overall, and then the next pick was Todd Gurley by the Rams, so that's a little bit of a funny one right there. But they brought in Solder during the offseason, Nate Solder from the Patriots, to play tackle, and they paid him $60 million, something like that, I believe, for around 5 years, and he's really just been underperforming. It wasn't hard for Michael Bennett to get around the edge on him yesterday, especially in the second half.
Yeah. So when I look at the Lions, I think there's two main issues. One, I think the coaching this year from Pat Shurmur. He's looking more like a one-dimensional offensive coordinator than ever. Yesterday, Saquon Barkley in the first half, 15 carries, 131 total yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first half. You know what happened in the second half? 5 touches for 11 yards, and Shurmur completely abandoned him. That's the first problem. Now, a lot of people want to throw it to Eli Manning and be like, oh, he's done. He's not the guy he used to be. But if you really look at it this season, it's the offensive line. Am I right?
I agree.
Week 2, they let up 6 sacks against the Cowboys, and it's just been atrocious from there. But you look, when the offensive line finally protects Eli and gives him time, he's actually making good throws, getting the ball across
the first half yesterday.
Exactly, like the first half yesterday, getting it to Odell, Sterling Shepard, etc. But the thing is with the offensive line, a lot of people blame Eli because Saquon is just playing insane with no offensive line.
He's ridiculous.
He is ridiculous.
He torched the Eagles the first time on that Thursday night game, even though the Eagles won. He had around 200 total yards, 2 total touchdowns. That ridiculous run, even he got it was either Aikman or Collinsworth. I think it was Aikman, whoever was doing the color commentary on the game. He literally broke one gap. He was like, good night, and Saquon took it 50 yards to the house.
Yep.
He's an absolute freak of nature, and the offensive line isn't doing him any favors.
Yeah, the offensive line has played absolutely abysmal this whole season. But you look at Saquon running, and you'd think that they had great pass protection with Eli. But actually now, the offensive line has improved since the bye, and Eli's getting more time. And they've actually won 2 out of their last 3 games.
They have. Of course, they lost yesterday. They blew that one 19-3.
Yeah, yesterday they completely blew it. You even want to go there?
Nah, that was... I'm an Eagles fan, so, do I care? No. But I'll take it.
I mean, as I said,
their problems keep building.
Saquon with a monster first half yesterday and then just 5 carries in the second half after 2 touchdowns in the first. There's no excuse for that. Goes back to coaching, and of course, Saquon is a beast, as we all know.
Things just aren't getting better in North New Jersey.